Boom. Boom. Welcome
Boom.
back,
Let's do it.
everybody. There it is. Boom, boom, boom. Man, do we got a good one for you tonight? We have Valhalla Crypto with us. Arno St. Pierre will be joining us here shortly. They're both with the Shido Global Project. Got to check them out. We're going to be talking about that project here in just a bit. And of course, we got NFT artist and influencer, as well as that creative soul, V. So, guys, thank you for joining us tonight. We're going to be going through all the good that's going on in their spaces. As usual, we are going to be going through our BTC chart review, just to kind of kick us off, see how the space is going out there. We're going to be reviewing a little bit of news. We got some big news in for Coinbase. Coinbase going to a layer two. I can tell you, man, that seems like it's going to be a big one. Of course, then we're going to go ahead and turn us right into the projects. We're going to start us off with Shido Global Project, and then we're going to go ahead and jump right into all the good that V is doing with her arts and what's going on in her space as well. We are going to wrap it up, though, with a little bit of heat. Man, we got some alpha getting dropped here tonight regarding the BRB cash project, and we're also going to make sure that we go for that giveaway that we've been doing, that 1 million BRB cash token at the end. So, of course, as always, we have our very handsome Rico Moneybags with us tonight.
Pleasure.
And
Pleasure.
we got Bronze. Thank you, guys. Yeah, so guys, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We're going to go ahead and pull up a chart here. I want to go ahead and pull up BTC as we do weekly, and let me know that you guys can see that okay. I'm going to go ahead and shift the screen a little bit. So what we're looking at here is just this is a 4-hour chart of BTC. This brings us back actually into February. Way back, actually, well before February into November. You can see this huge dip right before Thanksgiving as we trended real low. That was like the worst of the winter. The worst of the winter. But is winter over? What say you?
Yeah, I think we're heading to spring. Yeah. The BTC is strengthening. A lot of things going on. There's a study that came out. There's like 130 banks that are actively involved in crypto, and Bitcoin is one of them. And then we have the catalyst with stable coins being regulated, also with altcoins. Those two coins being regulated, people are going to be flocking to Bitcoin. And I see a lot of money that's going to be moving to Bitcoin. Also, in June 1st, Hong Kong will be able to start buying crypto legally, and that's gonna be bullish. A lot of things is gonna be going up. I'm not the TA. You guys are TA. You Texan and Rico, but they say the double bottom is there, and that pattern is only showing money flowing up. So yeah, Valhalla, what you think?
Yeah, man, Bitcoin. It's been a wild bear market. If there's any way to put it, we've had some crazy stuff from FTX to the FUD out there with Binance and everyone having to come forth and basically show your coffers and do you have the money to support what you say you do. It's been a wild ride, right? But the bottom line here is if you look real close, Bitcoin's fractal pattern is mimicking very closely that of 2015 in almost every retrospect, right? We've had 3 rejections and a breakout. We've had a bottom, a double bottom. It appears 16.5 was that bottom. And if you're looking at all the indicators of this chart, a lot of the people that I follow with Bitcoin, I am always on the opposite side of the spectrum, the opposite side of what the crowd is saying, right? When everyone is screaming bearish, I'm talking bullish. And you still see a lot of people say, oh no, we're not out of the woods yet. I don't think that's the case. I think Bitcoin is irreparably turned a corner. I think that the worst of this bear market is over. Spring is here, winter is gone, and I think we're ready to roll. I think the bulls are ready to come out. The horns are bearing, the bears are getting bucked, and I think it's go time. So,
Woo.
V, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Bullish.
Well, actually, like I'm a ETH maxi. I feel like thought
Oh,
that
yes.
nothing was gonna get better until
There you go.
Well, okay. I mean, period. Drop the mic. I feel you, V, because I'm an ETH maxist myself, and really, I feel like that's the future of this space. But I don't want to knock any other chains. We try to keep the shade to a very minimum here. But yeah, I agree. I feel like Ethereum is the future, which is actually why our project is actually on the Ethereum chain. But not to say that there aren't other chains out there that you have to take a look at. I mean, there's plenty out there. But you know, Rico, what say you? Or is this the end of the bear? Are we trending up? Is this a permanent thing?
You know, I'm kind of like Valhalla as well. You know, when the markets are greedy, you should be fearful, and when the markets are fearful, you're supposed to be greedy. And since everybody's still being a little bit fearful right now, and obviously you want to add some fundamentals to that and stuff. And I actually got something for you guys because this was something that came out last night. I was on a late night with my buddy from Scotland, and that was tough. So, but I got something for you guys that's worth showing and stuff, because it kind of shows you all these connections that are being made kind of right in front of us, even though the media overall wants to say that, it's bearish or whatnot. But obviously let's see if it pops up. Yeah, so we got Google and Tezos making a partnership right there, and then and that's just one of them, just to say something right there. And that right there is heavy, because it's not they partnered up with 7-Eleven or a Walgreens or like that. They partnered up with with Google. So it's pretty significant. And then you take into account, you got Algo partnering up with FIFA, you got Matic partnering up with Disney. You got all these really big blockchains and whatnot, and cryptos that are respected, top blue chip cryptos that are growing in the space, basically making these huge partnerships. So although the overall sentiment, the majority is still kind of afraid, and they should be, right? Because, we got FTX, we had all this Luna stuff. It was one heck of a ride and stuff. So, but I think when you can strip all that away and you can kind of see what's really going on behind the scenes, while all that Luna stuff, Algo was partnering up with FIFA, while all that, CS and Voyager stuff was going on. We got Matic partnering up with Disney. And, these are things that I like to pay attention to, because they kind of get brushed under the rug, and Google's not wasting their time to partner up with these people. And then I got one more screen that actually is right here. It's just basically, maybe Valhalla appreciate this, but yeah, I say that we're ready to kind of turn around, because, I'm a simple, and just I'm not trying to pretend to be a guru. I'm just reading the chart and what's there. So, we're supposed to hold right here, but this is that 19,000 after we broke out from that 19,000. And the only reason it is, and I'm always going to say this on here, is just because where we tapped out before in 2017, and those crypto for that long, you guys know what's up when we tapped out, and it was a kind of a long market as it kind of consolidated. But once we broke out right here, we never made a support. And me and Bronze, we came on an hour early to the stream, and we had some time to talk, and I got to basically tell him about this Wyckoff pattern, and we can see that kind of happening right here, right? Where we have this resistance happening, and, where it was basically in that 2017 area. Then we have that eventual breakout, but we never made a support. So boom, now we make that support where, this Wyckoff distribution pattern plays out not only in crypto, but in regular stocks as well, because traders always want self-fulfilled prophecies, and the way we do that is by all of us agreeing on these said patterns. And we go back to Bitcoin, we did do that right here. The problem that we had when we broke down to the downside, this was FTX had crashed. So I'm just speculating, of course, not financial advice. Let's throw that out there, right? None of this on here is financial advice. But I believe FTX did not happen. We would have stood true to this Wyckoff distribution pattern, because that we broke through eventually, and we did make a support. And right here is when FTX happened, and now we're right back, kind of like we corrected after this FTX. So overall, this is the weekly chart, of course, long-term bullish, of course, on crypto. So it's looking good to me, because now we corrected that FTX collapse, and now we're trading above where this is a healthy channel to be in, anywhere between this 23 especially if we break past that 25,379. So yeah, that's what I feel about that right there.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I haven't heard the Wyckoff pattern mentioned probably since the last bear. And when folks started really talking about that and it started to come back into focus, man, it was to the moon. I think ETH was running at maybe it was hitting a low of 300 or thereabouts, and then it just took off. Between that and Bitcoin, and of course, Doge and Elon Musk helping all that along. I do feel like we're in an interesting place right now. I do feel like we're hitting that low point, or we have. And I agree. I'm definitely bullish, and I can't say that I'm always bullish. I'm not always overly optimistic, but I do agree with the sentiment overall of the group. We did get Arnaud St. Pierre on. Arnaud St. Pierre, can you hear us? Are you there? Mic check 1 2. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Well, moving right along. We're going to go ahead and move right into the news. Arnaud, if you could hear this, we're ready for you. Just let us know. Give us a thumbs up when you see this. Also, take a look at the private chat at the bottom and just let us know that you can hear us. So, we have going on. This actually came out over the past 24 hours or so. Actually, I feel like they've been talking about this for a little while now, but they've been talking about, and I'll pull this up here, Coinbase and the layer 2 that's coming out. Now, the one that brought this to my attention was our friend here, Bronze. Bronze, did you want to kick us off with this? What are your thoughts on this? Sounds like they've had a bit of a rocky start with this, but there seems like there's huge potential.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, it does definitely have huge potential. I'm trying to wrap my head around it still. They said they're not going to have a native token with it, so I'm assuming they're going to be making money off of the transactions. They're partnered up with Optimism, I mean, but I think they're going to be catering to a lot of these dApps. And I was thinking about like our project, BRBC, and to see like if projects go on this blockchain, will that give them more exposure? So yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I know Coinbase had their NFT marketplace, but it really hadn't really popped off. So we don't. I'm not sure if it's gonna keep on with the same vibe as this. Hopefully not. Hopefully this will be successful. For the sake for the whole space. So yeah, what do you think, Valhalla?
I think Arno needs to stop getting rug pulled. But
yeah, his connection's all red.
He's getting rug pulled left and right, but that's all right. We'll get him in at some point. No, man. Good points. Layer 2 blockchains are always important. Layer 2 always looks to increase speed, reliability, and optimization for especially dApps. And what Coinbase is trying to do, Coinbase has. It is the biggest, most trusted exchange out there. And why I say that is because it is operating in the United States, which means that it's highly regulated, right? So naturally, I think a lot of projects are going to look at that as a stable platform, especially a blockchain, because it is so highly regulated. It's going to have to be pretty much perfect, right? It's great to see. I still think that, and we'll get into Shido Chain when we get to Shido, but for dApps, especially in the DeFi sector, there's a lot of aggressive stuff there that definitely look at. But for the Coinbase aspect of it, I think it's bullish. It's good to see. It's good to see Coinbase kind of expanding their options, their products, and what they offer their users and developers. So I'm all about it. Layer 2 is anything. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Rico, what do you say? What are you thinking? Is this the future? They got something here?
For sure. Like, I'm always going to mention like that, building that bridge, and like, we bring up the 95%, of course. And, I think although, they're kind of, they kind of don't let us do what we want with the money. So if you buy funds, obviously on Coinbase, there's this holding the funds and those who are advocates of DeFi, those true crypto enthusiasts, that kind of bugs us a little bit. But I honestly believe that we need that bridge one way or another. And I'm one of those people that came from kind of Coinbase, but really the Binance era since 2017. And I thought the whole DeFi space was a hoax. And it wasn't until I started the YouTube channel that, and I'll mention like I did before, it wasn't until I saw PooCoins and I was like, what is going on here? This is like a complete scam. I didn't believe in anything. If it didn't get launched on Binance, I just didn't believe in it. So, being one of those people that ended up having a channel and kind of venturing over, I think it's, we don't know who we're going to get coming from those Coinbase areas. If it's new influencers, if it's new people who advocate for crypto, if it's just new investors that tell their friends and family about cryptocurrency. But I believe it's kind of that lily pad effect where we can get the normies on a lily pad, put it on a simmer, and it's not too hot for them to jump off, and we can kind of bridge them over, just kind of like how it happened to me, basically.
Yeah, agreed. Right, and I feel like we have to get the 95 in. We have to get the 95%, the normies in, and Coinbase is an excellent platform to do it. V, what do you think? What is Coinbase the future?
Honestly, I personally don't think so. Just because announced this whole like merging with NFTs, and then they just kind of let that project die. Kind of skeptical on if they're the future or not.
Yeah. I think I mean, honestly, you're right, and there's a lot of different exchanges out there, and we just went through what 2022 overall was just a complete nightmare for the space, and with all the central exchanges that kind of was kind of drugged through the mud. Those that made it out are going to come out stronger, but I think the question is, central exchange is the future. I feel like a lot of us want to say yes, but there's a lot of us that want to say no. And there's that 50-50. Is decentralized the way to go? Is centralized the way to go? Is the governments of the world going to allow it? I think a lot remains to be seen. I do find it interesting in particular, though, about the fact that they will not have a token. And I feel like that talks about the next steps that we're going to be seeing here, where what is considered an asset class and what is considered utility. And if you take a look at what they're producing right here, this is sheer utility. And I think this is exactly where the governments of the world are struggling with. Is crypto a utility? Is it an asset class? How do we define it? And maybe what you have to do is you have to get a better understanding of what categories there are and define those specific categories instead of lumping it onto one big category. So we'll have to see how this all plays out. I do think that it's definitely interesting to see that at least they're taking next steps, growing the space, and that's important for all of us. So kind of stronger together.
Chime in really quick, if I may. And I agree with you guys. It's not the all B or the all, what is it, the BRCR or whatever with Coinbase, but it's kind of like the .com bubble. There was that purge. I'm sure if you guys remember those who were experienced as Jeeves and whatnot like that, there was a lot of different, and there's kind of that same scenario happening with the exchanges. We had that purge kind of like with the .com bubble. A lot of exchanges or a lot of .coms didn't make it. They didn't make it to the next phase or whatnot. But I do believe that we kind of need the Coinbases. We kind of even like Binance. I know how John feels about Binance and stuff like that. It's just because it makes it so easy for people to on ramp into crypto and stuff. But I don't think it's the for sure the one be all see all for sure. But I do think that they play a huge part, and especially if they can weather the bear market, and whoever makes it out of this is just like the Googles and the Amazons and any of those .coms that made it past the purge when the .com bubble happened, basically.
Yeah. And there's a lot of mixed reviews, especially even out there in the chat right now where, there's preferences, right? There's a lot of ways that I can, like with the SEX right now, central exchanges, I could go ahead and turn that into fiat very easily, use the card that comes with it. Robinhood, yuck. But, but it's easy, right? Then you have the DEXs, which of course are essential to a lot of the markets, and just even onboarding. It's just easy to get the project out there, especially for the smaller guys. But I think the use cases are there for both. We'll have to see how this all kind of plays out, but this is just how this is. It's secular, and you know, we're we're in the next phase. We're in the next phase. So, but guys, look, I would definitely want to get some time to talk about the projects. I mean, I feel like we could talk about a lot of this for, well, yeah, we could keep going. But you know what? We're not. We're not Twitter Spaces. We want to try and instead of doing a marathon for 24 hours, which I swear I don't know how those folks do it. I give them a lot of credit. I go to sleep and it's going. I wake up and it's still going. Man, God bless them,
Yeah.
because they're really
Yeah.
getting the word out there, and it's a global effort, right? It's 24/7. But I just don't have the energy, so we try to keep it to an hour here. I definitely want to turn it over to Valhalla and talk about all of the good that's going on in the Shido Global Project. Valhalla, did you say you had something that you wanted to pull up?
I'm actually going to have you pull it up because every time that I
Yeah.
attempt to, my computer tells me no, it locks
Oh,
and freezes.
no.
I don't know why
No.
it's not liking the software, but that's okay.
I got some ready too. What did you want to
Sweet.
pull up, Bahala?
Yeah,
I
let's
had some
see.
things
What's the
let's
ready.
link?
start.
Dump it in the private chat for us. Dump the link in
Yeah,
the
you
private
got it.
chat. We'll
So we're
pull
just
it
going to
right
start
up.
with the main website. We're going to have you guys pull up Shido.io. Now,
Okay.
I could share it.
All right, you got
beautiful.
it. Roll with it.
I got it.
Yeah, so we're going to start here. So first and foremost, man, I could spend 5 hours talking to you about Shido, so I'm going to try to compact this because, man, there's a lot to unfold with this project. It is hard to do it in a short time frame, so I will try to be precise and very quick. But some key points to make with Shido. First of all, and you hit it right on the head, Texan Well, when you said 2022 and the CEX nightmare, right? The fall of the centralized exchanges. That really is what gave birth to Shido Global. Now, we originally were Shido. We rebranded to Shido Finance. And then we felt Shido Finance really didn't secure the grasp of what we were after because we truly are going for a top 20 cornerstone crypto, and we want that global effect, right? Because the whole point of this project is to give you secure ways of fiat on and off ramp integration through a one simple identified utility, the wallet. Now, the wallet, right now you can download it on Apple and iOS, or sorry, iOS and Android. Multiplying that. Right now it is your base wallet. Now we got a couple upgrades that are coming. 1.5 is going to bring one of the coolest features that a lot of crypto doesn't have, and that's cross-chain integration. So you will be able to swap BNB for ETH, any ETH or BNB token, and vice versa from ETH to BNB. Very cool. And then any other chains that we integrate into the wallet, which there will be multiple chains, Polygon, so on. That 1.5 upgrade is coming to the wallet that is already currently in existence. Right now, this wallet has got over 4,000 plus downloads and active users using it daily. You can trade, you can do your multi-call swaps in it right now. You got fiat on and off ramps that are active through Mercurio. We're onboarding Alchemy Pay and Transact. Those are the next two big ones that are coming. But two other utilities are coming into that as well. If you go to the top of Shido.io real quick, you're going to see a little area that says Launch DApp. If you can click that button for me. This is going to bring you to our decentralized exchange. And this is probably one of the neatest features so far. Is that loading
You
for
see
you?
it?
Very, very top right-hand corner.
Look. Yeah, hold on here.
No, you're good. There we go. Do me a favor. Click under Trade. See, right now you're in simple mode. Go to Trade and click Classic mode for me. Boom. Now you're going to have a full-fledged chart that's going to automatically pull. Right now you're on the ETH Shido. So let's say you wanted to do some charting before you did any buying, right? You can literally go right here, chart out whatever you need to chart out, make sure that you are where you want to be before you transact. You can search any token. You can go in there. You can do longs. You can do shorts. You can do crypto. You can do any asset class, stocks, so on. The charting aspect and the tools that are at your disposal are amazing. Now, one of the things that's really cool about the DEX is our aggregator protocol. So we literally search all the top DEXs in real time and give you the best possible price action immediately. So when you do your trade on our decentralized exchange, you are guaranteed the absolute best price of that asset at that time. which there's very few exchanges that do that, and that is one of the coolest things here. We're literally building a centralized exchange in DeFi. Now, next to this, if you click down right now, you'll see some of the projects that we highlight. So if you pretend you're trading ETH, click on that Shido swap to, and you're going to be able to see, right there. Scroll on down, you'll see some of the projects we've already currently got listed with us. Alcazar, Floki, Veracity, Shiba Inu, Cult DAO, Dione. We've got a lot of projects. We are listing projects daily. And if you go up here and swap it from ETH to BNB chain, so at the very top right, there's going to be, you can swap it from ETH to BNB. Nope, over one more, we're ETH at very top. You're almost there, buddy. Very, very top. Nope, up a little bit more. Go over from bridge to the right.
Bridge to the right.
One more to the right. Click that down. Swap to BNB chain. And now click like you're going to trade from BNB, and then you'll see all of what we've currently got on the BNB chain. We are adding these projects daily. Literally every single day. 5, 6, 7 listings are coming a week, and we're going to start ramping that to a day. We're now looking at adding a lot of lower cap projects, early market cap projects to give you a greater opportunity to get in early on a very, very clear, defined DEX. It's going to give you that aggregator protocol. It's going to ensure the best possible rate and price for you. You can chart everything before you buy it, do everything you need to do, and then it gets better. So outside of here, I want you to click on that top link called Perpetual. Now let me ask you guys here, who is familiar with perpetual lending and trading? Anyone in here know what perpetuals do? We have a lot of educated people here, so I'm sure you guys are very keenly aware of perpetuals.
Yeah, like a futures trade. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Longing and shorting, right? What if I told you that our decentralized perpetual platform offers you 200x lending positions with unlimited deep liquidity pools?
Yeah.
We are
it's a heavy hitter, bro. I love it.
One of the few perpetuals in the crypto market that will give you 200x lending. So if you click, up at the very, very top where there's that little 20x button, top right corner, go all the way to the top, click that. You can scroll and you can see right there, we can take you all the way to 200x lending. Choose whatever asset you class, longing, shorting, do all your charting, get all your specs, know exactly where you want to lock your positions, and then hit it. Not only do we offer that, but also with the DEX, coming here soon is limit orders and peer-to-peer trading. Again, one of the few platforms that's bringing all of this in the world of DeFi. Everything you're getting right here, you are literally getting only on platforms like Binance and top centralized exchanges that are offering this. There is no other asset class in DeFi doing what Shido Global is doing. It is insanely bullish. And this isn't even the most bullish part of the project. Like, we are just getting started here. So you got cross-chain. We've looked at the listings. We've looked at the perpetual. Let's go back to Shido.io real quick. I want you guys to do me a favor and click on that Shido MasterCard link. There we go. Now let me ask everybody here. Who is familiar with prepaid cards in crypto? Right? Because you hear projects all the time that say, hey, we have a card, but they use a prepaid service. And I'm sure you guys have heard that all the time, right?
Yep.
Familiar with
huge.
With
I mean, it's huge. I mean, it's everywhere. I feel like prepaids are the on and off ramps.
And they're terrible. They're terrible.
They really are.
Not.
They
are not an on and off ramp because they're absolutely terrible. It's a third party. It's not yours. What if I told you, and I'm going to tell you, that Shido Finance, let's go back up real quick because we got a lot to cover on this here. Stop. Nope, go down just a little bit, right where the links were. Right there. Boom. Before we cover these aspects, I want you to look at the one that says banking service. If you are a European asset holder for Shido Global, we have partnered with Barclays Institutional Bank in Europe. One of the biggest and most prestigious banks in the UK and Europe is our partner with the Shido MasterCard. It is completely 100% non-prepaid. You get a certified checking account. When you open it inside your wallet, you will KYC for this. Everything is legal. We follow all guidelines for tax. There's no tax evasion. There's no shady shenanigans behind the scenes. This is 100%. You will KYC. We have KYB'd as a business institution for Shido. they are offering you this service. You don't have to use it if you don't want to, but the beautiful part to it, if you choose to use it, is it's certified and backed by one of the biggest banks in Europe. Now, if you're on the US side and the territories and countries on the US side, we haven't talked about the bank that is backing Shido there yet, because we don't want to give that away to other competitors. But there is a leading US bank, very similar to Barclays, that is representing the US side and all of the countries that the US supports and covers. We cover over 158 countries worldwide. We are one of the few that does this. Now, who's familiar with the Crow card?
I have a Crow card.
Oh, bro, you know what you're about to have, my man?
Well, it's like back in the days. I mean, I was one of
It's
the
okay.
early
It's okay,
adopters.
Bonds. Let's see what he got.
Brother, you got a Crow card right now, but I
I'm
can
trying to
tell
get that
you,
Spotify. I'm trying to get that free Spotify service.
you're about to have a Shido MasterCard, brother, and I'm going to tell you why. So let's talk about it here, real quick, right? So spin crypto. You can buy, sell, and spend your crypto with no pre-conversion. That's one of the biggest selling points in any non-prepaid card, right? Quick wallet-to-wallet transfers, unlimited wallet accounts, and an off-ramp to fiat. When I say unlimited wallet accounts, you can have, let's say you want 16 MasterCards, you can have 16 different accounts. This is where it gets really cool. If you're somebody that's doing a lot of intricate trading, or let's say you are somebody who wants to buy real estate or not depreciating, but appreciating assets, and maybe you need $400,000 to complete a transaction. Well, Shido will allow you to do monthly $100,000 transfers, IBAN transfers from crypto to any account worldwide. So with that, if you have, let's say, 4 Shido MasterCards, that's $400,000 a month. You can move to any account worldwide that you need to.
Wow.
Okay,
Not
I
to
like
mention,
that.
$2,500 a day in withdrawals. You don't get that on the Crow card. $500 per transaction, up to $2,500 a day. No restrictions, no guidance. You just got to do multiple ATMs if you're going to do 500 per withdrawal. But we won't cap you. And on top of that, then this is the biggest one here. With 2022, how many centralized exchanges did we come to realize that if they go under, they can seize your crypto assets? You started hearing this fear worldwide, right?
Yep.
Check this out. Not your keys, not your crypto, but in DeFi, that doesn't exist. So with Crow, you have to stake your tokens on their exchange to use their card. And I'm not saying Crow will ever go under, but if Crow went under, you've lost everything. And there's nothing you can do about it. With Shido, it's non-custodial, it's no pre-conversion, and all of it is in your DeFi wallet. The MasterCard, the banking account, the Perpetual, and the DEX will all be integrated to the Shido wallet in version 2.0. All utilities in one wallet, easy to use, including cross-chain with all your fiat on and off ramps right here on your phone. And literally, your keys, your crypto, not liable to anything that could occur or happen with the fall of a centralized exchange. It is the most bullish thing. But if you go down, let's talk about the different tiers for the card, because, like I said, man, there's so much here. I would encourage everybody to take your time and go visit our website. But right here, we're going to go up a little bit. We're going to talk about the tiers. Right there. So the first tier, if you can go down a little bit so I can kind of see those two. Beautiful. The initial tier has no joining fee. There's no monthly subscription. There's nothing. There are going to be some fees because obviously we are supporting through a bank account. So this is going to be just like if you have a credit card. You're going to have the same monthly dues you pay or yearly dues you pay with a credit card, MasterCard, so on. Our Shido exclusive primary card, nothing. That's the plastic single tier. You can get it. We fully cover it. You don't pay a single thing. So right then and there, if you don't want to go any further and all you want is to be able to use your card for that fiat on and off ramp, you're golden. Don't have to worry about a single thing. If you want to go a little bit higher, you can go for the Shido Silver. It's going to cost you $95. It will cost you $15 a month. If you're staking your Shido, you're laughing at $15 a month because you're making that a day or more in staking. So, and that's at our low volume right now. So that little monthly subscription, that's nothing. If you want to go for the platinum tier, it will cost you $295. You can see all the different benefits that you get with that, and it does have a $20 monthly subscription. Shido Diamond is $495. That's your fee. And then whatever card you want, you will pay for the card. And then you do have that $25 monthly subscription fee. Now, understand if you want some true bling, our diamond holders, you can get a gold-plated card or you can get a full 24-karat MasterCard. If you guys really want to go
Hey.
baller status and you want to drop that at with your lady at your restaurant of choice and you want that prestige level, you can get yourself a 24-karat MasterCard with Shido. You are not going to find that in any other platform. The rewards we offer you, the limited amount of time, and the cash back, which is bigger and better than anything Crow offers you. We don't ask you to stake nearly as much for nearly as long. We give you more cash back. We're going to give you better benefits, better rewards, including concierge service from silver all the way up. You can't go wrong. And this is all certified and protected through fully backed banks. What do you guys think about that so far? I know I've gone on a spree.
Boom.
I want to hear thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah. To be fair, I didn't even know Crow was still around. Are they still around?
come on.
Bronze, you tell me.
They're not going to be soon, bro. That's what's up.
No, this is crazy. Yeah, I'm like overwhelmed. You guys are. It's packed with
Yeah.
so many features. I mean,
It is.
Yeah, you guys are.
And what I love about Shido, and I was telling the guys about it. I was lucky enough to know about Shido very early, and Bahala, invited me onto a live stream, and we got to talk about Shido early on before the pump. And unfortunately, Arnold can't join us, but we had called the pump. I don't know if you remember that, Bahala, but we called the pump exactly today. I mean, it was pretty epic. It was a lot of fun.
We did, bro.
But I knew Shido was going to keep pushing because it's a necessity, right? And when you can fill that gap of something that needs to be there with everything that's going on in the space, it's a no-brainer basically. And then you start compounding, different things like this on top of it and making it as juicy as you can. I mean, who can really say no? I'm somebody who likes to trade and obviously play around with technical analysis. I'm no expert or nothing like that, but seeing that you guys had that decentralized DEX, where people can do this, they can do the perpetual was something to me that was definitely separating you guys from the rest, right? Being able to set limit orders, because you can't do that in DeFi, right? You can't play the game how you can on a regular exchange with limit orders, market orders, perpetual, doing futures or whatnot, using leverage. And you guys kind of trailblazing your own path and kind of just bringing what we needed in the space to protect us in the future from obviously what happened this last year is epic. I mean, just to say.
Now, I want to touch on a couple of points you made, Rico. One of the bigger ones that you talked about there. So this card was specifically designed to protect investors, right? And when you talk about what happened this year and just the downfall of centralized exchanges, Shido has never been positioned in a better moment in time than to completely capitulate the markets and take full advantage. Now, there was a tweet. Hey, perfect, Texan, no problem. I will wrap this up. There was a tweet out there from CZ Binance. How many of you guys saw the tweet where CZ said in the next 10 years, decentralized exchanges will overtake centralized exchanges? Did you guys see that tweet by CZ?
Yeah. Yeah,
Shido's positioned for it. Shido is 100% positioned for it. Now, I know I got a limited amount here, so one last thing we're going to hit is Shido Chain, and because this has to be driven home, because we're talking about blockchains tonight. Shido is a layer. Shido Chain is a layer 2 blockchain. Shido is going to be the governance token of Shido Chain. Also, as Teach said, 30% burns. Before I get into Shido Chain, I will touch that. Every transaction done on ShidoDex, 30% of the transaction fee goes to burning consistently our token. That will never stop. We are hyper deflationary with a very limited supply as we stand, which you can look at Tokenomics on the website and see exactly where we are. There's 47 billion on ETH and I think 46 or 47 on BNB. Point being, very small supply for a token that is pure utility and governance. But if you go back up to the very top of Shido Chain, there's one thing I want you to see. As a layer 2, right there at the very top, when it says superior TPS, how many of you are familiar with the term of sharding? Is anyone in here familiar with that?
Yep, sure.
Yeah. So sharding was an idea that Ethereum played with but couldn't quite make it happen. We're making it happen with Shido Chain. Basically, I like to compare it to... think of a cube that self-replicates. So literally, this thing can replicate each version of the chain and consistently create the ability to create unlimited TPS. We're starting and can tier all the way up to 50,000 TPS, but we can optimize to absolute unlimited TPS, giving all new projects coming on the chain first movers advantage with zero bogging down and zero latency that you witness and find, and congestion that you get on BNB, Ethereum, Polygon, and the other networks. So with unlimited TPS, you are absolutely primed to rock and roll with Shido Chain. Our testnet is coming the tail end of February to potentially early March, just depends on if all the techniques go right. Shido card is launching in March. 1.5 is coming in the next couple weeks. 2.0 will be following a few months after that. And the ridiculous part about this is highly undervalued right now. You can get into this right now on ETH. It's like a $4.5 million market cap. We are talking about a project that will be a top 20 cornerstone that is solving a quadrant issue in DeFi, and it is putting the keys squarely in your pockets, and it's a $4.5 million market cap. I'm not a math expert, but if you want to make some good money, not financial advice, but kind of advice, go take a look at Shido.io. With that,
Wow.
I hand it over to V.
Wow.
Boom.
Man, that's
Drop the mic.
impressive.
I mean, listen,
impressive.
yeah, you guys definitely got to check this out if you haven't already. Bronze, you got that website back up there. Can you throw that in the banner there? We want everyone to kind of check this
Yeah.
out. Of course, on Twitter, we do have, they are at Shido Global. At Shido Global on Twitter. But if you take a look at their website there, check them out. Big things are happening. It's not coming. Big things are happening. So you got to check them out. Get in, do your own research. It sounds to me like, man, Crow, who? I don't know. Bron, you tell us the future. What do you think?
Man, this is looking good.
Looking
very
good.
impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
All right. Well, definitely, it's a shame that we couldn't get Arnaud St. Pierre on with us. Definitely want to get you guys back in here, talk about this a little bit more, maybe just give you focus on the project itself, because there's a lot going on here.
Hey, Texan, real quick, I have an offer for you and Rico. We go live every Tuesday on our show. If you guys would like to join us this coming Tuesday, we can spend as much time talking about Shido and going as in-depth as you guys would love to go.
What time is that exactly?
About the same time that you guys do your show.
Man, okay. All right. Well, I'll say right here, I don't want to speak for Rico, but I'll be there.
Consider an invitation coming your way.
Awesome. Thank you. Cool.
Nice.
Well, V, listen, we want to get you in here. We want to get you the time in. We want to pull up some of your work. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself and kind of how you got into the space? For those of you maybe just joining, and V is NFT artist and she's an influencer. And man, she is all over Twitter. And if you haven't checked out her profile on Twitter, it's at Lovin NFT. So please definitely check it out.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm V. I'm an artist in the crypto Twitter. I kind of got into this space by accident. Someone that I just like look into NFTs and stuff. Like I had already been making art. They were like, hey, yeah. So it's just kind of like I got in during the NFT boom, which was like 20, and I started creating art, minting it. Back then, it was minting for like 4K, and like that rush of like making sales was amazing.
Yeah.
Creating a brand out of it.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's funny because I've minted a few NFTs myself. I will not tell you that name or that profile. You'll have to find that yourself. But I can tell you that I can recall when minting was just absolutely crazy. And this is what kind of drives me a little bit bonkers about ETH is those gas fees. Do I feel like it's the future? Absolutely. But they got to fix it. So I feel like your start is kind of you came in at a very high moment for the gas fees, and now you've been riding it out during the lows.
Yeah.
And we want to pull up some of your collections here. Bronze, I don't know. Can you pull up OpenSea for us?
Is it this one
I
right here?
it should actually
One in the
say.
middle?
I
It
think it's
says
like the
like
fifth one down.
The fifth
yeah,
one? Okay.
just says OpenSea. Yeah, honestly, like
Yeah.
I didn't cash out any of my ETH because I believe that that person to go to 10K end of the year, and I so regretted that. But
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, who has that crystal ball? I don't know. I mean, I knew one guy who could walk on water. It was a long time ago, but I haven't known anyone since that can do such tricks. But I think you're right. I feel like you're doing the right thing by holding on to ETH and getting it and reinvesting it into the NFTs, into the platforms. It makes sense to us now. At least it makes sense to me. I know that I'm with you. I'm definitely much a ETH Maxist, and I do feel like it's the future. Taking a look at some of your collections, though, I'm curious, what software are you using for this? Are you using Photoshop or
um,
using a mix?
yeah, yeah, I'm using a mix. So I use Procreate mostly, and then if stuff out, I'll go on like Photoshop, whichever, either Lightroom. It depends what I'm putting. I would say Procreate is like honestly like the easiest app to use as an art, as a digital art, like really easy to mint afterwards. And
Yeah.
then I was thinking around with Manifold. I don't know if you guys have heard of it, but it's just like your own contract now, and like, and then it automatically uploads it to like anywhere where you're.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Right.
it seems like. Oh, and I apologize for breaking up there. What was that, V?
Just seeing that you guys pulled up my pieces. Some of them are from collections, like the ones that are repeated. They're like editions that I've done for my NFT events. I also host NFT events from time to time, and basically just create an NFT for that. People mint it, and then not a.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell you that when you take a look at the space and the way that the NFTs have kind of been evolving, there's a strong push, it seems, over the next, let's call it last 6 months or so towards utility NFTs. But when you take a look at what the NFT space has done for traditional art, you have pieces being brought up in Guggenheim. You have pieces being brought up in Paris. You have pieces being brought up in Tokyo. I mean, people that say that NFT art overall is dead or going away, they are absolutely crazy. I just feel like they're completely disconnected with the space. What do you feel about that? And then I guess I also want to know how you feel about AI art.
Okay, great question. I actually get this a lot. Like I remember I had to do a presentation on NFT. And they basically asked me like oh, like how does someone decide the value? And I think with NFTs, the good thing about it, it's all about the community, and aspect, and crypto really is more about the community. It's more like the community, just you have like that strong sense. So with NFTs, I feel like it's more unity based kind of part of crypto. That would be like, and I forgot what you asked me the second part. Sorry.
Well,
Yeah.
no, and I think that the question, because this seems to be coming up a lot lately. It's the component for AI. right? And whether or not AI is a good tool for artists, or is it something that is taking away from the artist aspect of it?
The only thing about I think AI is art definitely. You can try recreate AI piece and you will never get that exact same piece. So I definitely think it's that it has now allowed like an oversaturation of NFT art. Anybody can do it. Like you could just go on Mid-Journey and start like putting it in a collection and minting it, and like everybody can do that and all, but it saturates the NFT space because there's not that many people collecting, and NFTs most want to flip. So they're gonna collect an NFT to hold, and then who's really collecting art. So now with AR of like introduced into NFTs, it just has more things to consume in the space.
No. Yeah, and it's interesting when you take a look at even what is being displayed. So, like here in the States, we have New York City and Soho, which is south of Houston Street, not Houston, sorry. South of Houston Street, and you take a look at that space. When you go into an art gallery these days, what you see on the wall is TVs hanging, and it's not for any other reason that they're displaying art. And we're talking NFTs, right? Art is NFTs, NFTs is art. And modern art is nothing, it's just the canvas. It's the new canvas of the digital age. And it's interesting to see how this is all flipping. It's not just Soho in New York City. Again, it's in all of the major cities and all the worlds. And if you get out there, you'll see it. But you got to be looking for it, right? It's like anything else.
Yeah,
So
it's in TV shows, and people would think like I was at Staples today getting prints, and the he was like, "Oh, like you just make art," and I was like, "Yeah, like I like do NFTs," and he's like, "Whoa, like to it. My wife hates it, but I'm gonna keep learning and like see what happens." And he's whatever. So I think like more people are coming into like NFTs are and like what they bring to the space.
yeah, for sure, absolutely, absolutely. So V, let me ask you, what are next steps for you? What is the next steps for your projects? What are you doing that we're not seeing?
So I'm gonna create a wine label, so label, and then connect that to an NFT membership project. So whenever someone owns that piece or from that project, you also get access to my NFT events. So that's what I'm going to start working on. I create like the NFT space because of how the community is and how supportive. I feel like NFTs allow like someone like me and like anybody really that online and have their own personal brand. It like really helps you be able to create that with forms. I mean, there's TikTok, but TikTok you have to have like so much content, and your words here and there, and like you could grow like pretty big.
Yeah, yeah. I think that honestly, I feel like that's super unique. I haven't heard anyone trying to do anything like that. Have you currently working with any particular partners? Are you looking for partners at the moment for that?
No, I'm gonna. Do you mean for the wine or?
Yeah, absolutely.
So for the wine, so they're basically it's just a winery that's like now going into private wine labels as well. As for my project, I'm gonna try and do most of it, and just because like with that new manifold app, make your own contracts and you don't have to go through other people to make it.
Very cool. Well, we certainly look forward to it, guys. On the panel, any questions for V? any thoughts? Any thoughts on NFTs? Any thoughts on the future of NFTs?
I might grab a couple in this collection.
There you go.
Oh, thank
Definitely
you.
go.
Yeah.
Definitely got to check it out, right? I mean, listen, V,
Definitely.
you've been huge in the community. You're all over Twitter. We definitely appreciate you coming out tonight, and we definitely want to have you come back on. You get that. You start with your new project. We want to see all the good that's going on in that project. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah,
So
thank you for having me. This is kind of like I should step out of my comfort zone because it's so easy on Twitter. You don't have to see anybody. So I'm like just trying to step out of my comfort zone. So this was fun.
it's how we grow. It's how we grow, V, for sure. There's no doubt about it. Definitely we want to have you back on and get you more exposure. And really, that's what this is all about, right? So V, thank you for coming out. Valhalla, thank you for joining us. We're definitely going to see you Tuesday. Get me that invite. But I do want to. We do have two more things. We definitely wanted to drop a little bit of alpha on the BRB project and what's going on in the BRB cash space. And as you guys know, we've been working towards a marketplace. And when we take a look at a marketplace, it ties in a lot of different aspects. And one of those aspects is a place for NFTs that can be purchased. It can be, though, also something like what Valhalla and team is doing for payment systems to be brought in, not only for the digital, but what we're offering is the physical stuff as well. So you want to purchase a TV? Great. Well, you
Yep.
can use either fiat or you can use crypto. And having the ability to do that and make it more useful is really kind of what we're all about. And we're very much in the same vein of where Valhalla was talking about, where the birth of it, right? The birth. We were born in the bear. And it sounds like Valhalla was born in the bear as well. And there was a reason for it. And we do believe that this is the future. Crypto is the future. Whether or not it's DeFi or centralized, that remains to be seen. What I do know is having folks like V in the space, having folks like Valhalla in the space, it's only going to make us stronger because we're working towards a common goal. So that's my kind of soapbox moment. But I do want to talk about what we have going up, or rather coming up within the next, call it 2 weeks. So we are going to be dropping onto a central exchange. This is kind of our first, and it's big for us. So I can't tell you exactly which exchange just yet. I will tell you it's a top 25. Just a little hint. It's not the top 10, but it's the top 25. So I've narrowed it down for you, but we're going to be talking to those folks this Saturday. We're going to be identifying next steps next week. We're going to tell you exactly which central exchange that is. So more to come. That's going to be a big one for us. And we hope that you guys join us for our next AMA. Now, we wanted to go ahead and open it up for the giveaway. Of course, as usual, we have the 1 million BRB cash giveaway. And so we want to go ahead and just indicate who that is for us tonight. And let me just pull it up here for just a second. So our big winner this week.
Nope.
So it's going to be Julie. So this is on Twitter, Julie, and her @ is RIE Cryptos. So Julie, we're going to go ahead and DM you. You've just won 1 million BRB cash and tokens. We'll just take a look for that DM. Let us know if you have any questions. I'm going to try and hit you up. Hopefully you don't think I'm trying to scam you, but hopefully you're also tuning in as well. But guys, that's all I have. Before we though wrap this all up, anything else anyone? Rico, you got any other words of wisdom? Anything you want to mention or say? And you're on mute. Mute. Oh no. Technical difficulties. Bronze, what do you say?
No, I'm good. I'm thanks Valhalla, thanks V for joining us. I think Valhalla has one more thing to say.
Yeah, if you guys have a second, I had a little read from Arno. He said he wanted me to let you know. First of all, sorry he got rug pulled, but he did want to get a message out to those who were interested in Shido. So if you have a second, I will read that real quick, and then that will be my 2 cents.
Yeah, please.
Beautiful. I do also want to correct, because I was going super like Sonic speed fast. We're a layer 1, not a layer 2. So I did goof on that. We are a layer 1 blockchain, not a layer 2. And we are building that from the ground up, not off any pre-existing structure.
Can we get a boom? There's a boom in there somewhere.
So let me pull this up here. Arno, bro, you got to break this in paragraphs, man. You're killing me.
Oh, no.
Here we go. All right. So Arno says Shido Global Utility Initiative with the world's first fully functional decentralized banking option for the common man and common lady, alongside with its layer 1 blockchain under proof of stake framework with 10,000 plus TPS and hyperscalability, which is the sharding, will present a clear and present shock to the crypto sphere and become a cornerstone cryptocurrency project, the likes of which that you will have to name alongside others that have come before in the space, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB. Shido Global is tackling the 4 major issues in the cryptocurrency space, that being fiat on and off ramps, atomic cross-chain swaps, perpetual lending, NFT management, and staking options. But in doing so, it will be leveraging frictionless and fearless service that the common person can become involved with seamlessly. When you remove friction and you remove fear in any enterprise, for that enterprise, it will grow substantially. When you capture the fringe user, and that is what Shido Global is doing. In addition, Shido Chain using Solidity software as communication will allow already established decentralized applications to port over readily to Shido Chain and continue operations as if they never stopped, which is huge. As a result, their transactions will be prioritized, as they will no longer be competing for transaction priority on already settled and fleshed out blockchains such as Ethereum. The devs of Shido Chain understand this key choke point and have made it an absolute point to leverage the fertile ground for a already established project, as well as new ones that wish to build upon and come onto the Shido Chain with exclusive scalability that we have established. Let's see. It will give them a tremendous competitive advantage that most projects that are new or previously existing on blockchains today are not seeing. So in closing, to the individuals who would hear this, I would say to you, and this is not financial advice. This is Arno, by the way. An investment. So this is not financial advice. An investment in Shido Global would be a prudent one because of all of the utility stress that will be put on the very small token amount and supply existing, for not only confirming transactions within our decentralized banking option ecosystem, but also for upcoming validation of transactions on our blockchain. My partner, being, I guess we're going back to me in third person here, Valhalla, is more than capable of explaining, which I have, to you, where you can find the information that is required on this project. He says, I regret that I was not able to attend the show because of technical issues, i.e. he was rug pulled, but he assures everyone that he is there in spirit. Thank you guys to the panel, and thank everybody listening. And he says to have a wonderful night, which I echo. I appreciate all of you and your time, and I hope that you take a look at Shido Global, because we are out to change the DeFi world, and it's going to be one heck of a ride, and I hope you're there for it.
Boom.
And
Yeah.
we're going to
Hey,
go
my mic's
ahead
working.
and
I think it's working, right? Is it working or
drop
no?
the mic. There it is. There it is. Right
Okay, there we go.
So,
Yeah, because I don't got no words of wisdom, but I definitely want to say thank you to the guest. And Valhalla, you already know, offering my channel, V, I'll do the same thing for you. Anything that you got coming out new, I'm not as big as an influencer as you, but I got a small YouTube channel that, whenever you get some stuff out and you want to get the word out, I offer the channel as well. Thank you for everybody in the chat. It was fun, a lot of information. And if you guys can catch us on Valhalla's live stream on Tuesday, because we're definitely going to be there, and we'll be chilling some more Shido for sure and find out some more. So yeah, just thank you guys and let me know how I can help. And yeah, that's about it. You guys have a good night.
And there
Boom.
it is.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you
All right,
guys.
Thank
guys.
you so much.
Have a great night, everyone.
Nice
Take care.
meeting y'all.
Take care.
Later.
Adios.